I had the weirdest dream that I was in different style and people were thirsting over me.
Welcome back, friend. Ready to gamble?
Where am I? Who are you?
Doesn't matter in the slightest. What matters is that there is a debt you have to pay, and I'm running out of patience.
Okay, fine. But I don't got any money. All you gave me was this broken toilet and a drawer that doesn't even open. How am I supposed... What is that?
That should be enough for a few first spins.
Hello everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most popular indie titles of this year, Cloverpit, developed by Panic Arcade and published by Future Friend Games. For some context, I usually like the roguelikes, especially the ones that are in my Steam library, but too often I feel I get burnt out on them quickly due to the number of them being released and me unlocking nearly everything within the course of a couple of days, or maybe some weeks. However, when I heard that one of the indie devs I followed after making my favorite platformers last year was making this game, I knew this was the one that I wanted to keep my eyes on. So I waited for more news, played the demo, and then when the game released, the game has sold almost 1 million copies, which even took the devs by surprise. I'll talk more about that platformer later, but I wanted to highlight the strengths that this roguelike brings to the table that others might try to copy within its wake. So grab those tickets and start spinning, because I got a debt to pay and this ain't gonna be easy. Welcome to Cloverpit. Welcome to your cell. You're gonna be here a lot. Honestly, this is one of the first few times I've seen a roguelike really push the setting that you're in to really memorize it. Within this cell, you have a drawer, a store to buy items, a toilet that you can piss victory and shit luck, an ATM to deposit your winnings, storage, slot machine, and that's it. There's a door, but you ain't opening that anytime soon. But yeah, a slot machine. You're not playing cards, you're not making your way through some dungeon or gunslinging your way through the Victorian town. You're just tethered to a slot machine, continuously gambling and slowly becoming your uncle during vacation to Jimmy Buffett's resort. But yeah, if Balatro is making the best out of the situation, Cloverpit makes you feel like you're clawing your way out of an endless pit. You're up against the will of the machine and luck. Everything is calculated. But on the walls to your left and right near the machine, there are the calculated values and how symbols and patterns are triggered on their multiplied value. So let me break this down a little bit. To illustrate this, let's look at the symbols first. Each of these are usually apparent by value and by percentage of how they would show up. So as you can see, lemons and cherries have the most common appearance, but they are worth the least. While the higher value symbols such as treasure chest, sevens, and possibly diamonds are quite valuable, but they are very rare to get. And to the right are the patterns multiplier. This is just determining what patterns you're getting in what straight line or diagonal line to determine what the total score is at the end of the spin. But there are some unique patterns to this machine that you don't see a lot where else. You have the I's, the V's, and especially the upside down triangles, which can sometimes be really nice. But after inserting your coins,
let's go gambling.
It's gambling time. Spin, spin, spin until there is nothing left in the machine. Gamble,
Gamble until there is nothing left and you're using your blood to fuel the machine. Go and gamble.
and then you're out of money. Well, damn. I guess I ran out of money. I guess I'm out of here. Well, I'll see you later. What? That's right. To prevent you from going bankrupt, the ATM where you deposit your winnings also has an interest tied to it. That means after every round of slots you play, you end up making some of that lost money back. So even if you can't get all 7 rolls, you at least have some money to spare to maybe make 2 in the next one. But I guess I have more money, and after finally getting past the first round, you may start to notice that you have started to acquire green tickets, and your prizes are right behind you. Welcome to the item shop. Here, there are 150 plus items to choose from in order to cater to your run. And this is where the madness really begins. Like White Knuckle last week, which you should definitely go check out by the way, there are a fair amount of items that you might not know about firsthand, so let me go over a couple that are simpler to understand. Stonks increase the interest by 5%. Lost Briefcase, immediately earn 30% of the debt back and doesn't take up an item space. And Cat Food, which grants 2 extra spins. And these are the simple items. But now I get to go to the best part. Luck. So what is luck? Seems like a random thing that triggers in games, the thing you curse when you turn the corner and you get shot, or maybe the thing that you wish that you had. But in this game, all you need is luck, and you need all of it literally. Take this bell pepper. Sometimes when it triggers, you get a lucky spin. This means that you have an increased symbol chance for symbols at random. So imagine that I wanted to get more lemons, and I maybe had some items that helped with lemons percentage value and symbol multiplier. That means whenever the pepper procs, there is a likely chance that I will be able to roll these symbols. But there's also another chance that all the other symbols could be lined up as well. But to keep it in check, there is another deterrent. 666, the devil number. 666 is one of the few modifiers in this game that hinders you. When you roll it, you lose all the money earned within this round. But this goes into the best part about roguelikes. What if you just broke it? You see, you lose all your money when you roll a 666. But say on your first spin, if you roll a 666 with an item, you lose nothing but the one spin. And there are items that boost luck, rolls, symbols, patterns, and it helps you get the upper edge when you roll 666. So, you could have certain runs catered around these abilities that might hinder you. And that's the best part about it. And there are plenty of runs like this too that I haven't even thought about. There are combinations of items that can help you get better cherries and fruit items, stuff that boosts luck and gives you tickets on certain rolled symbols, and all these other items that you're going to be collecting throughout multiple runs. That means the higher that you get, the higher chance you have to find these items. And some of these are breaking as well. But hey, I got past another run. Now it's time to gamble. Hello?
Hey there, champ. Ready to make a deal?
Now this is where the game started really picking up steam. The phone is your lifeline, a dependent on your answers, and you may be in for a waste of a call or something that turns the tides of the round. One voice at the end of the phone that I will dub white text has you a multitude of benefits that you can take from, such as increased pattern chance, double jackpots, and modifiers for items that can help you within your run. We never know who is behind this phone, but clearly it's some sort of good voice within this dark place. What's more interesting is some of the responses that they give. For example, if you ask for the value of treasures to go up, your character responds with, "I need more money." To which the phone says,
You already asked me a bunch of times.
or when asking for a discount, you say, "Can I have something to eat?"
You don't even have money for food.
Or, the most heartbreaking of all, when you ask for clovers,
Are you even having fun?
clearly, there is a history here, but clearly our character doesn't care enough to keep asking questions. Our only response is the answer that we get from the phone from time to time. Hopefully, they're as optimistic as us, making it out of this room. But the other caller? A smooth business salesman with a devil's tongue. The red text that you get on phones are mostly all negatives, reducing chances, values, and percentages across the board, making your run worse. But maybe you want that?
Winning's what matters most, am I right? Why not enjoy yourself a bit?
But why should I pick a negative trait, you may be asking? Well, if you have a run going with a symbol or pattern that you want to keep, you could have one of the red calls reduce the chance of that happening, or to gain an advantage at shops. Here's an easy example. One of the choices that you can pick from is having 2 free items from the shop, but reducing your overall ticket count to 0. But if you spend your tickets beforehand, getting it to the lowest possible amount, why would you need those tickets anyway? And even if this being on the other end isn't trustworthy, you can't resist a bad deal, can it? I mean, the perfect bet is always out there. You just don't know when you're gonna find it.
What's spin gonna hurt you for? I've been watching the whole time, and I have not seen you drop that smile since waking up. Trust me, the deal is too good to be true.
That's the beauty of this game. I will say, I usually am one of those people that like to play by the game's rules, and sometimes breaking roguelikes does get boring after a while. But this is a game that encourages you to bend to your liking and escape. And unlike Balatro, strategies really come out faster where you can jump into the gameplay quicker. You're literally on a slot machine. You're not trying to convince it to give you a better hand. So jumping into this game after a long day of, well, in my case, being unemployed, really stimulates the fun part of your brain. Hell, I would say if you didn't like Balatro, try this game first as this new genre of luck and gambling comes into play. Maybe you can call it survival horror as well? Now before I go, there is one more thing I wanted to highlight. Another game that I played by Panic Arcade was called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom Vroom, and this is just a fantastic platformer that many people have overlooked the year it was released. I could make a video about this one day just because it would be one of those videos that is long form and has a lot of effort put into it, but I'll leave it simply that if you like this game or are interested in the platform, please support the devs. They clearly put a lot of work into these games, and personally, I think they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom Vroom. Check it out. But with that, yeah, I'm still gonna be here for a while. So I'm gonna try and gamble my way out of hell? This room at least. Is there anything else you wanted to say, random speaker on the wall?
I have a morning ritual that I need to share. I call it the Terminator. First, I crouch down in the shower in the classic naked Terminator traveling through time pose. With my eyes closed, I crouch there for a minute, visualizing Arnold, the guy from the second movie. Not the chick in the third one, because that one sucked. And I start to hum the Terminator theme. Then I slowly rise to a standing position, open my eyes. It helps me to proceed through my day as an emotionless cyborg badass. The only problem is if the shower curtain sticks to my Terminator leg, it ruins the fantasy.
Uh-huh. Besides that, a link as always will be in the description for both games if you wanted to support the devs. Thank you Panic Arcade for making this game, and congrats for making it to the big leagues. Cheers to you, big buddy. All I ask is that you add some more items to this game because holy shit, I love this game so much. But for the people watching at home, thank you for watching as always. If you enjoyed this kind of content, oh my fucking god, how did you appear in here? Holy shit!
The fitness gram pace test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pace test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute until you hear the signal. Beep! A single lap should be completed each time you hear the sound. Ding! Remember to run in a straight line, and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready.